This is a hot knife that I use around the shop a lot for working on my acrylic and plastic. Generally, can use it also on styrofoam. This is a knife, very simple, an old soldering iron and a blade. This is one of the things I use it on. I make cases for my dioramas. Really dresses the dioramas up, and it is easy to work the corner molding with this tool. Let's watch it work. I have a short piece of corner molding, a waste piece. I put it on the side. I heat the knife. It takes a little time to heat up, but the blade's very thin and sticks out there. But the blade just cuts through that plastic very nicely. It results in a very clean joint, and you can make it square. You can trim. Watch how nice that goes. Work it back and forth, and you get a clean cut. I find it difficult working on video, show everything, keep my hands out of the way, but you'll see the result. Now, this knife is also great for cutting plastic tube. You don't have any saw marks on it, and you don't crush it. The knife goes right through it. Now, if you want, you can cut the plastic tube in half. Generally, I'll use a vise if I'm going to do this, but on video, I'm just trying to save time and not set up, so it'll wiggle around. But you can slice this stuff right down the middle. It's a nice, easy cut. And watch how you can make a very small piece of tubing cut in half. Look at that, right through it. That gives you the idea what you can do when you put that tubing in a vise. Go right down the middle of the tubing. Now, I also make small acrylic windows for my HO scaled dioramas. And I need clean edges. I don't want to scribe the acrylic and break it. It's too difficult. So I use this hot knife. I just go right across that hot knife, and I get a nice clean edge. I don't have to sand it. I can make very, very small windows with this. And what I'll do is I'll use it as a backing. I've got another video on how to make windows with this. You can go over and take a look at that. Let's dissect this thing. The blade is nothing more than a box cutter blade that's been modified. I'll show you the modification. And then I used a screw. I screw a bolt, and I cut the head off a bolt. Let's pull it apart. The screw that holds the soldering tip in place, I had to make longer, but if we look, this is the bolt. The bolt, I cut the head off and then cut a slice down the center of that bolt to be able to put in the blade. Now, I also drilled a hole here. The reason I did that is I can put in a piece of copper wire, a thick copper wire. I can use also for carving styrofoam. The blade itself, modified, I broke it off and then I cut it, or I ground it square and square so it fits flush up against the bottom of that. Then there's a hole drilled. The hole is drilled larger than the screw hole. Give me a little tolerance. It goes together well, and you see the results of what you can do with this thing. So I have a cutter, and I also have an acrylic carving tool out of a soldering iron. Now I use a 100-watt iron. Use whatever you wish. You can make some great display cases to show your locomotives, all your rolling stock, your modules, other small dioramas using this tool. I love it. Hopefully you enjoyed this. There are other links down below that are important to go to other tools I use around the shop. Go down there, please. Take a look at it. Also, please subscribe. I appreciate that very much. You'll get access to all our libraries and everything else about modeling. Have a good day.